Putting content in a layout in InDesign is so much easier than you think. Let's say, for example, and I'm going to do this and hopefully you'll understand. As from the very beginning, as you know, everything in InDesign must be in a container. So let's say, for example, we have here this price, this address, and this key map location. So we know that these elements have to be in a frame. They have to be in a text frame. So with the Type tool, we'll draw a text frame. Then we'll take these elements. I'll take the first one, I'll cut it, and I'll put it here. Then I'll hit the Tab key, and I'll take the second one, I'll cut it, and I'll put it here. Then I'll take the third one, I'll cut it, and I will put a Tab key here, and I'll put that there. Now, I'm just going to get rid of this frame. So now I know that I have the elements inside this frame. So I know that the font has to change. So what I'll do now is I will change the font. So I could either highlight it up here, okay, or I can use the type menu. But since it's up here, I'll just highlight this right here. And I know based on the instructions, it's your style. All right, and I type in the first three letters. I'll see what else, it'll come up. Here's your style bold. All right, so I'll make that your style bold. All right, now that's going to be, I should have just highlighted the price. And then the other ones, I believe, is going to be just your style regular. Okay, so I'll say medium. Okay, so now I know that, okay, this text inside of this frame is going to be centered vertically. So I'll go up to Object, I'll drop down to Text Frame Option, and then I will center it vertically. Then I know that the point size is going to be a little bit larger. So it's 12 now. Maybe I'll make it 14. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll make it 14. Looks good. And then what I'll do is, with this type right here, the number, and again, I don't have the specs in front of me, but I'm going to, this your style is probably bold extended. So I will make that bold extended and maybe make that a little bit larger. Okay, maybe, I'll keep it right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I know that there's a gap between the edge of the frame and the numbers. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to go right back up to Object, Text Frame Option, and see where it says Inset Spacing? I am concerned with the left and the right side. And again, I'm just going to put in some arbitrary numbers. I'll put in like maybe a pica. That's too much. Maybe I'll make that a half a pica. That would be P6. All right. And then maybe I'll make it P6, make it uniform, P6 on the other side as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to highlight this whole body of text. Go up to Type, drop down to it says, I want to use tabs. Drop down to tabs. And then I can say, we have a left, center, and right. So I'll start with the left. Let me put that in there. Let's see where it goes. Maybe about right there. Okay. And then I'll do it again on the other one. And I'll move that over about there. Okay. And then I know that this frame is going to be a color. It's going to be a red color. So I'll, just for this exercise, I'm going to make a red color. And then I know the type is going to be, we call it paper, but that's going to be like this white color. And there you have it. This is how you put text in a frame. Okay, let's take a look at the homes for sale. So I'll zoom in so we can take a closer look at this. Again, all text items have to be in a frame. So this is already in a frame. So what I'll do is I'll just drag this. I'll put it right here. Then I'll make the frame about the same size as the frame that's in the sample. Then what I'll do is the top right and left corners are rounded. I'll go up to Object, drop down to Corner Options, and I'll say, okay, give me the top left, make that rounded. Give me the top right, make that rounded. I'll say okay, and now I have the top left and right corners rounded. Next up, I'm going to change the font. I know that the font that's going to be used is going to be a font that's called Impact. So I will select the font that it is right now, type in the first 3 letters, IMP, and then it'll find Impact. There it is. I'll select it. Great. I know it's going to center from left to right, so I'll make that centered. We'll center it from left to right. Then I know it's going to be vertically centered as well, from top to bottom. So I will go up to Object, Text Frame Option, Center, top to bottom. Now I know the font is going to be a bit larger. Right now it's 12. Let me just make this 18. That looks about right. So I have the text inside the frame with the 2 rounded corners. Now all I need to do is change the color. Well, that's pretty easy. What I can do is click off so nothing is selected. Click on this frame right underneath it. Go to my swatch palette. I will take that red and add it to my palette. Once I have it added to the palette, I will select the frame that the home for sale is in, make that the red color, and then I know that the type is going to be a yellow color, so I will go up to the little color palette here, click on this, CMYK, and let's say I make that 100% yellow, make that 0 black, okay, and then I have homes for sale inside this frame that is red with rounded corners on both the left and right sides on the top, and I have exactly what it is I need to do. So that's how you add the homes for sale on your page in a red frame with rounded corners.